Hey everyone, my name is Kabi and today I'm going to show you the grand final of the community tournament we held among the Russian community last weekend. And we've got the two dark players in this very last match. In the bottom right corner appeared Domino and in the top left corner appeared Altair. You may have already witnessed those players on our channel, and those two are definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest guys in the community right now. And they both prefer to mostly play dark, even though Domino is also good for light. But they also use the different strategies early on in this game. As you can see, Altair decided to go the rush strategy in the first map. Out of the 7 workers only, he builds a proxy barracks, which means that the barracks is built out of his base and close to the enemy's site. And then he also adds the 8th worker as well as the Pixty. So it is a very early barracks, and then he's about to add the second one. And what about Domino? He builds a very nasty economic-oriented build. So what he does here is pretty much 10 workers into the Pixty, into the sawmill, and then into the barracks. So these barracks are extremely late. And you can see how Altair's goon is already here, while Domino's goon is only started hiring. And Domino's also used the whip and not the hiring acceleration, which means that Altair will have a significantly more units, significant advantage in the units number. So with his first 2 goons, Altair decided to go for the Pixty, and it may really look weird when you glance at it for the first time, but actually what Altair mentioned is that Domino here has a wall-in. That means that if Altair starts to attack workers, those workers will just casually slide between the buildings, which goons are not able to do. And that means that he won't be ever able to finish even one worker. So instead of that, he decided to attack one building to make one worker to constantly repair it. And that means that Domino will lose resources, not only for the repair itself, but also for the worker idling and not mining anything. So it is the approach that Altair using. It is probably discussable, but at least that is the logic he used. I was able to ask him afterwards, so that's how I know. And we also see Domino adding the second rocks also, and adding the under obelisk, but even more interesting, it is the Altair's under obelisk. In front of the base, straight into the face of the opponent, and the idea here is that if Altair is gonna get the skeleton archers, and he will lose them in the aura of the obelisk, he will get them back for free. I'm not sure if it will ever be significant in this match, because you really need your skeleton archers if your enemy will receive earnots. While they only have the skeleton archers, you prefer to have the goons, which are very good against skeleton archers, but Altair obviously sees that there is a workshop, so he starts getting his skeleton archers and also the tower of the dark magic. So it is the very nasty, very strong rush, and Domino with his oriented economic build, a very greedy build order, he's not able to block it, and it seems that he's gonna end up losing the match. I can't really see how can he be back into this, because he's already losing HP on his citadel, he's not hiring anything, and that means that he's about to surrender, and he's about to give to Altair the first map in this best of 3 grand final. And so it started the good way for Altair, but then he ended up in a bit of trouble because his phone overheated, and we had to postpone the match because he wasn't able to finish the second game. That was a macro game where Domino was pretty much in advantage, but we have to interrupt it, so I'm not including it into the video because it is also annoying to watch the game which actually is not finished. At least from my perspective, I hate stuff like this because if something starts, it has to be finished naturally. So the players finished the match the other day, and they decided that they're gonna start from the scratch. So they decided not to consider the results of the actual tournament day. So the first game doesn't count anymore. So we start from 0, and it is now the second first map. And on this map, we can see how the players are about to get the mirror strategies. So they both are gonna apply the rush pressure on each other, and they both are also using the Hiron acceleration scroll to get as many goons as possible for the first strike, and then probably also the second rush, because that is how those rushes are being pulled off actually. So both are gonna for the second rush. They're not slightly ahead in this, I'm not sure how exactly. Maybe he has that 10th level bonus on the workers and Altair does not, but I actually think that both of the players got that at least the blue set of equipment with the 10th level, because you probably know that we recently allowed to level up blue sets up to blue items up to 10 level and green items up to 9 level. So that means that you can get a last bonus on the blue items. But, well, it's not that interesting. What happens on the map is what's interesting, because we can see how Domino received his 4th goon earlier, so he has advantage in tempo. So he's about to finish off the enemy's citadel significantly faster, and also Altair goes for the other goal. So he decided to make the workers go away and also hit the workers so that they have less HP, while Altair is not even evacuating his workers for some reason. I'm not sure, maybe he wasn't able to select them or something else, but anyway, he's just lagging behind in terms of what's happening with this base trade. So he kills the Pixie about still slightly later. Well, he also lost a few workers that Domino didn't lose, and he also destroyed the citadel later. And that means that Domino will have 7 workers against 3, while they have 8 goons against 8. So it is not exactly mirror. It is Domino's favor, so he's obviously the favorite to finish off this game. But it is also about the micro and about the big engagement. Right now Altair's trying not to really give an engagement, but rather to kill the workers if he can. And now he puts the units into a straight line to start attacking at the same time, and red workers are going down significantly quick. And we can see how Domino tries to micro, pulling his units to attack, and Altair trying to do the same thing. Domino's also retreating with the low goons, trying not to lose them. But I'm not sure. Well, he has now 8 goons against 5, which is a good thing, but also a few of them are very exposed, which is obviously not a good thing anymore. But at the same time, it is 5th minute mark, and looks what happens. Both of the players didn't forget about the chests, so they both get one chests, and that happened in the background. And on the main scene we can see how there is only 2 goons against 4, and those goons are also quite low on HP, but 2 of those goons are very low on HP, so they have about equal goons, but there is also 2 low goons who probably can give a hit or 2, but alright, so Altair hired 1 more goon from the enemies he looted from the chests. He also started hiring the second one, but he doesn't have enough food for that, so that one is not being hired actually. And Domino, it seems he forgot that he can hire 1 more, so he's up to 345 gold, not building, not hiring 1 more goon. And now Altair's been able to finish off the 2 goons, and he has 1 on half HP, but also the 2 workers. And Domino has 2 goons, but also his only worker only attacking the barracks, which is not really the great call if you ask me. There is also the worker who received the chest, and it seems that Altair decided to go back and probably kill this one. Also the 4th goon popped up, but that goon is not 4th anymore, he's 2nd now. And Domino is walking around, probably seeing if he can restore the health, but he would need to run for a long time because regenerations are very low for everything in the game apart from the undead faction and also the ships, but that is not the case for the most of the players anymore. But we are gonna introduce the ship relatively soon actually, so you'll see how it works. But at the same time, probably the deciding battle starts, and we can see how Altair quickly finishes off the 2 exposed goons. 1 red goon with a lot of HP remained, and Altair really needs to pull off the fancy micro here, and it seems that he's been able to make 1 or 2 hits for free, and now his goon has more HP, and he also has 2 workers, and he also loots this mid chest, which means that he will be up to 500 gold, and that means that he can hire 2 more goons, and he will have 3 goons against nothing, and that means a clear victory for Altair. So here we are on the 3rd map of this video, but also the 2nd map of the match in terms of the score. Altair in the bottom left and Domino in the top right, and we can see how the workers are strolling towards the enemy's base once again, and probably that means that we are gonna witness 1 more proxy against proxy. Pretty much Domino could think that Altair is hardly gonna play the same build for the 3rd time of the series, but I can also tell you that Altair is an ex-StarCraft 2 player, and he is obviously aware of the players like Maru or Rogue, who used to pull off the aggressive builds a few times in the series, also Chaedong back in the days. So anyways, he's about to play the proxy rocks once more, and so does Domino himself, and probably he also fine about that, because he would like to get a revenge. But we can also see that Domino spent 25 of his mana, and he spent it for the Eye of the Providence. He spent it to find out if Altair is playing proxy against him, and he found that yes, Altair is playing proxy, but there is actually also a bad news. And the bad news is now Domino is 25 mana below, so he has 25 mana less to work with, and he will be 1 higher acceleration scroll behind, which is actually significant. So I can even say that probably you don't really want to use that scroll if you rush. Because if you rush, then why? Why do you want to know? What did he change? He didn't really change anything, apart from probably he wouldn't be rushing with the first goon if he knew that there is a standard build, because we saw some in the previous game that players decided to first build up to 2 or 3 and only then go to attack, but I don't really think that it worth a higher acceleration. So probably that was a mistake out of Demona, and now Altair is a bit ahead in tempo. And what he does now is, first he didn't let our opponent to mine gold for free, and now he's trying to destroy the citadel as quick as he can, because he saw how Demon in the previous game killed the citadel quicker, and he was ahead until he made a couple of mistakes in micro. And now what Altair does is he repairing his citadel, which lets him actually mine gold still all the time, probably for a minute longer than Domino himself, and that means that Altair will have 800 gold when the smoke is going down. At 800 gold is 4 goons advantage, but he actually can't hire them, of course, because he's gonna lose the PXT, so he will be kept at 20 foot as Domino is too, but right now Domino is even 1 goon behind, because he's lost the PXT and he didn't have enough gold, it seems, because his gold mining was broken. And this time around it is 6 workers and 8 goons for Altair and 7-7 to Domino. Obviously 1 goon is better than 1 worker, so Altair is clearly ahead, but he also had 4 goons that he can hire when he will lose something. So it is of course a significant advantage, and Altair is gonna see if he can successfully use it, successfully win the game out of this advantage. And looking on how this engagement is going on, I can guess that probably he can, and probably he won't be even in need of hiring those units, because right now it is already 7 against 5, and also the 2 workers that can be sent over to the chests. One is right here, and he's already forwarded to that location. And there is also 4 goons, the money for 4 goons, and even more money in the chest. So Domino pretty much feels that it doesn't smell like victory, whatever it smells like, and it seems that this time around Altair wins the battle of Russias and also becomes the stronger rusher as well as the stronger player of this community tournament. But you guys probably are not that interested at who are the best players from the Russians, but what is interesting here is that it seems that the Dark Rush currently is incredibly strong, so you can probably use a Russia too to get quick victories in the ladder. And also, if you face the Rush against Rush strategy, you now know how to make decisions to end up winning it. So I hope it was useful and entertaining. Thank you for watching. My name is Kabi, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.